everybody. Welcome to Monday Market Must Knows. My name is Merlin Rothfeld, and here are three things that you should be paying attention to for this trading week. Now, in the past, we've talked about the U.S. dollar and how important it is for our economy and for the markets overall. This week, we're going Southern Hemisphere. We're going to go to the Australian dollar. That's right, the AUD-USD. Here you can see the Australian dollar on a daily time frame, and it's been on a significant uptrend since those lows back in March. And recently, it's actually come right up into a 50-period moving average. Now, why is this important? Well, the 50-period moving average can act as a kind of theoretical supply zone where sellers may step in based off of that line. It's also important because the Australian dollar is a commodity dollar, kind of tied to oil and gold, so it could have significant moves for the Australian dollar as well as those commodities on Monday. Now, that announcement comes out at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday, October 5th. Number 2 on our list is airlines. Yes, this is an interesting one. We've been hearing so much about the government shutdown, as we talked about last week on Monday Market Must Knows, and the potential for shutdown. Well, President Trump signed into law the gap stop funding, which went into effect Wednesday night, very late, right before the government shutdown. Now, what was interesting is some of these airlines were really showing some, let's just say, very dramatic things that they were intending to do if they didn't get that funding. American Airlines talking about laying off 19,000 people, United Airlines 12,000, other airlines about 17,000. You're looking at about 50,000 jobs potentially lost in the airline industry if that stopgap funding didn't get put through. Now, the airline industry was expecting $28 billion to come through for their bailout package to continue. They only got 14. I know it's only 14, but that could have a dramatic impact on airline stocks. Now, the volatility, we will probably see that continue this week as people are trying to figure out what exactly is going to happen with the airline industry. And just for giggles here, guess what percentage of capacity airlines are running at compared to last year? It's only 30%. So there's a lot of upside potential if we get out of COVID, but for right now, the struggles for airline continues and the volatility will probably be extreme this week. As you may recall from last Thursday evening, late Thursday evening, there was an announcement that President Trump was diagnosed with the COVID virus. Now, this has a lot of implications for our markets going forward. We can look at one extreme and say, let's say that President Trump succumbs to the coronavirus and something dramatic happens. Well, this is a pretty dangerous prospect because this market has been built off the optimism that Trump has built for the equity markets and business going forward. If that stops, we could see massive sell-offs in the equity markets. We could see currency markets going haywire as money rushes maybe out of the dollar into other asset classes and safe havens. Bottom line is it will create a tremendous amount of volatility for our markets if that extreme side happens. On the other side of the equation, maybe it's not really that dangerous. Maybe he doesn't even have COVID. Maybe this is a publicity stunt. Who knows? What I can tell you is this. As we see the events unfold, and events like when was he diagnosed with it? When did he have it initially? Probably didn't just get it Thursday night. It was probably before that. When? All these facts start to come to light, and that could create tremendous amounts of volatility, both up and down in our equity markets and our currency markets. And if you really want to be on top of this, you should probably look into futures markets so that when markets are closed, you could be trading some announcements that may come out pertaining to President Trump and the coronavirus. Bottom line is we hope that he comes out of this in flying colors and in good health, but this will create a lot of volatility for our markets going forward, and that is your third element of the Monday Market Must Knows. We'll see you next week.